Beloved heart, before we begin, I have a special gift for you. If you've been feeling the intensity of Earth's rising plasma light codes and want to stay centered in your body and heart and energy field, I've created a free light language quantum grounding activation just for you. This transmission will help you stabilize, integrate, and align with the new frequencies flowing onto the planet. Simply join my mailing list. See the link that's in the show notes to receive instant access. Let's ground into the light together.
This is the transfiguration of the new you. Beloved, I'm Monica Bermudez. I'm your host for this podcast, Ascended Earth, the transfiguration of the new human. And this message for this week, this episode in particular, is all about the 1111 gateway. And it includes meditation towards the end. It's a very powerful one. So stick around for this. There's a lot to share, there's a lot to say. Every portal and gateway of repeating numbers that happens every year always has a different theme for that year in particular. So this one, the 1111 Gateway 2025, a divine renewal through the collapse, because really 2025 has been really about an emphasis on the collapse itself. So this is really where we're stepping, I would say most of us stepping into more of this homo luminous type beings, walking this divine, embodiment of, and what I mean by that is more like our light body is really being activated and being upgraded, but it's being upgraded with respect to our physical bodies as well. So our bodies are really shifting from the low density vibrational pulsating frequency into this crystalline, faster pulsating frequency to match the frequency and heartbeat of Earth, because the heartbeat of Earth is definitely moving at a faster pulsating rate. And lately, I just really haven't been feeling time at all. It feels more non-linear to me, and I'm wondering how it's feeling for you. It feels like things are moving a lot faster than it used to. So this episode is really a sacred one. We're entering this 1111 gateway, which is on November 11th, 2025 for this year. And a moment of pure divine geometry where heaven's code aligns with Earth's timeline. But this year, something extraordinary is amplifying the energy. And it's really about the Mercury retrograde in the universal 9 frequency of 2025. And of course, there's other things that works as well. Like the solar sun itself is reaching its maximum of solar energy, and we're getting a ton of more like solar flare bursts occurring right now, as well as the spike in the Schumann resonance. So as soon as Mercury retrograde started, the Schumann resonance also started to spike. And so there's so many other planets in retrograde as well. It's not just Mercury, but I emphasize Mercury because Mercury, it goes through a schedule. Like every planet will go through a schedule of retrograde itself. And Mercury, it goes into retrograde often in a year. So for this year of 2025, this is the final one. And then we get into 2026 with new frequencies of energy. So this combination is not a random thing. It's a divine orchestration of the higher cosmic order inviting a collapse, release, and rebirth. And it's not anything to be afraid of when I say collapse. It's really about reorganizing our life more in divine order with our soul alignment, our soul essence, and our authenticity of who we truly are at the core essence of us. This 1111, gateway message that I want to share about every year, when we have a sequence of numbers in alignment, like repetitive numbers like this, it does form a gateway, energetic gateway, because the universe is about numbers, and that is how it communicates. It's through the number, it's through sacred geometry, and geometry is really about the numbers as well. So that's how the universe communicates with us. So when you have these, numbers coming together on certain time frames, like this November 11th of the 1111 Gateway, it has a message behind it. This one in particular has a reminder of the oneness consciousness, right? From this stillness into this new creation, um, where the new creation begins. So to me, this is a galactic gateway. It's a universal sacred encodement that we also carry within each of our DNA, because we are also geometrically made of numbers as well. We are a sacred geometry ourselves, and our each of your chakras are like portals, and they also carry a sacred geometrical number as well. So it's a numeric mirror, a cosmic signal that the human and divine aspects of us are aligning. But this year's gateway carries a different vibration. It's not just an awakening, it's a recalibration. 1111 is a code of remembrance. The two pillars mirror the duality of human experience. When we walk between them consciously, we enter the 0 point field, the place of divine neutrality. It is a twin flame sequence of energy, and the twin flame energy that we hold within ourselves, each and every one of us. I'm not talking about romantic twin flame. I'm talking about the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine union that happens within us. And that's really the core essence that I emphasize when I really speak about twin flame energy. It's about really making ourselves whole again. Every year, the 1111 Gateway opens as a mirror of divine remembrance, a moment when the universe whispers, "You are light, you are ready." But 11 is not just a date on the calendar, it is a master number. It's known to be a master number, and it is a vibration of spiritual mastery through self responsibility. To be a light master means consciously wield both light and shadow, not just to reject the shadow, but to alchemize it, recycle it, and return to the light. It's the sacred dance of duality, the universal choreography between darkness and dawn, contraction and expansion, birth and death. The true path of ascension isn't about escaping human experience, it's about embodying it. And through the sacred heart that we all have, we integrate our humanity and divinity within, weaving the wholeness from the fragments of ourselves. When we meet our shadow with love, it becomes fuel for illumination and enlightenment. When we take responsibility for our energy, our emotions, our choices, we reclaim our mastery. This is the essence of 1111, the alignment of the two pillars within you, the divine and the human dancing as one. In 2025, this gateway asks us to reach for the light, but to become it through full embodiment. The collapse many are feeling is the old scaffolding of identity, the old versions of identity, and the illusion that is dissolving, where the veils are much thinner than ever before. Because we also have this greater awareness within ourselves and this greater remembrance that is unfolding as well. Systems are reordering themselves both within and without. The divine architecture is restoring harmony through what may first appear as chaos. So there is divine order in the chaos that we see. Now, with Mercury retrograde, there's this layer within this gateway, which is that Mercury retrograde, which started on November 9th, and it's going to continue until November 29th. This is adding its own intricate rhythm to the cosmic dance. Mercury, the winged messenger, rules not only communication and thought, but also commerce, wealth, and value. When Mercury moves retrograde, it invites a reevaluation of what we truly value, our relationship to abundance, to the flow of giving and receiving, to the stories we tell about worth. This retrograde is not a setback, it is a sacred audit. You're auditing yourself. So it is a point of rest and to review. I would say review 2025, how it's been for you. Maybe we've had those who've had their carpet pull from under their feet. There's a time to review that as well. The shockwaves of things that come up all of a sudden out of nowhere. They aren't accidents. They are catalyst points in our life. As the 1111 gateway opens, Mercury turns our awareness inward to refine how we speak abundance into being, how we think about prosperity, and how we communicate our value to the world. So some of the questions you can ask yourself during this sacred audit is, where have I been spending my energy? What beliefs about wealth are still rooted in fear or survival? Am I aligning my prosperity with my purpose? Wealth is about everything is abundance, an infinite abundance of all things. It's time, it's energy, it's authenticity. It is much more, and it is whatever currency we have at this time here on Earth. So the currency we have now, of course, who knows how long it will last, but things go through a cycle of change, right? Even the currency, the way things have been paid through a system, have changed through time. But what matters is really the worth and the value that we put in ourselves. And that is what makes us a magnetic frequency, a frequency of infinite wealth that we already are. But not all of us are there. And I count myself in that because there's been cycles and cycles of layers of things that have been coming up. And I'm starting to now get it even more. And I've done so much work on this for so many years of really just reframing all these programming that have been playing out at the subconscious level. This year has really solidified that in that timeline collapse, in other words. Understanding what is coming up again is meant to be completed in this cycle. And I feel this collapse is collapsing that old way of looking at money, of the currency of wealth that is based on survival mode. And it may have worked in the old system, because that's the way it was structured. And, we give it compassion for the versions of us that, had that programming or had that version of us living in that previous system. And this is how we alchemize, stepping into a new way of just being. And it's really about a perception shift as well, how we look at this. And the more that we're able to ask ourselves the question and really dig in and alchemize and release what doesn't serve us, do we quantum jump into these other timelines of our own wealth frequency? The wealth frequency of Mercury is not about accumulation, it's about alignment. When mind and heart speak the same truth, when we honor both the spiritual and material aspects of our lives, wealth becomes a natural reflection of inner harmony. Unlock your limitless potential with the monthly multiversal circle of creation. This sacred quantum manifestation ritual will awaken your inner power and connect you to the successful versions of yourself across the multiverse. Clear blocks, amplify your creative energy, and set powerful intentions for abundance, love, and possibilities. Activate your galactic aspects, recalibrate your nervous system, and manifest your dreams with cosmic clarity. Available in person and via Zoom. Join us for this transformative experience today. And all of this unfolds in the universal 9 year of 2025, a year of completion, clearing, and sacred closure. 2025 carries the vibration of the number 9, the sacred spiral of endings and transcendence. Is the energy of the wise elder, the closing of cycles, karmic resolution, karmic balance, and soul mastery. 9 invites us to surrender what is complete, what no longer vibrates with who we become. It's not just about letting go, it's about making space for the divine order of renewal. And this is the moment when the phoenix energy rises, when divine alignment replaces human control. The old grids collapse so the new crystalline architecture can anchor. You might feel it in your body, your relationships, your purpose. Everything that's not resonance with your soul truth will begin to disintegrate. 9 is the elder, the teacher, the wise one who knows that endings are not destruction, but divine preparation. The old timelines, outdated identities, and expired contracts are collapsing, making space for the new divine order of renewal. So if life feels uncertain or stripped away, remember, the universe is not taking from you, it's refining you. It's guiding you back to the heart of mastery, the sacred place where your light and shadow unite in harmony, and where your wealth, wisdom, and purpose begin to flow as one continuous current. But this isn't loss, it's liberation. And believe me, I've gone through so much loss, and this year in particular as well, that has triggered more of a different form of an ego death. An ego is the identity of self to something that we may have been connecting our identity to. So that in itself, that last piece was a big one for me, and it really had to do with my solar plexus. And yes, it was very painful at first. I can't say that it's not going to be pretty or easy to, when you're going through an alchemical process. I mean, it goes through like a really rough period. And if you ever look at like the fermentation of things, right, like the grapes into wine, the process itself doesn't look pretty either. But the end result, the outcome of that is, the beauty of it, the harmony. And we may not see right now in the moment, especially if we're in it right now, and the challenges. And I get it. And I have so much compassion for what is happening right now. Hence why this meditation will be very, very helpful. The message coming through the field is this: you are the bridge of heaven and earth. You are new earth. Through your consciousness, divine order restores itself. The collapse is not punishment, it's precision. Each unraveling thread is making way for a higher weave of creation. The 1111 gateway is the moment to step forward as the new human. It is a timeline shift, and I feel it. It's going to be a big timeline shift for us. And that timeline shift, though, is stepping in more into this Homo luminous template, the new human template, the radiant expression of Source in form. As Mercury Retrograde reviews the old narratives in the 9 year closest karmic contracts, or restores and balances, your task is simple. Stay anchored in the heart. Witness the undoing, but don't identify with it. You are still the point in the storm. You are the still point in the storm, the stillness, the 0 point of creation. So I want to say this because I am getting some interesting things going on here with Zoom as I'm recording this, that I'm getting a thumbs up by itself. I've never seen that before. It's almost like Spirit is agreeing with this message that I'm sharing with you right now, that's about to be released. I'm recording this on Sunday, November 9th, which is the start of Mercury. And actually, it's the perfect timing now because we're now jumping into this meditation. But I just wanted to share that because it's just very interesting that it's doing that by itself. I'm not even touching any buttons. Um, so very interesting. Um, so why don't you get yourself comfortable for this meditation that we're about to do? And you may lay down or sit down, or just come back to it when you're able. And you can re-listen to this as often as you desire. It's not bound by any time or day. And if you prefer to listen to it again on the day of November 11th at 11:11 your time zone, feel free to do so. So close your eyes as you get yourself comfortable. Take in deep breath and exhale slowly through the mouth, releasing any tension of the day, of the week, of the month. Let your body soften. Let the mind quiet and sink into your heart, feeling that pulsating frequency of your sacred heart, harmonizing within. Imagine yourself standing before two great pillars of golden white light, the 1111 gateway. Each pillar hums with divine intelligence. The left pillar represents the divine feminine, intuition, stillness, and creation. The right pillar represents the divine masculine, action, clarity, and manifestation. Between them is the sacred corridor of neutrality, the 0 point field. With every breath, feel yourself walking between these pillars, entering this field of unity. Above you, a column of starlight descends, connecting you to the great central sun. Below you, the crystalline roots extend deep into the heart of Gaia. Heaven and earth align through your central channel. Now see the old grids, the old stories, and outdated timelines gently dissolving as golden waves of light sweep through your field, clearing distortion, fear, and resistance. Whisper softly to yourself, I release all that no longer serves divine order within me. I align with the sacred architecture of renewal. I am the living light of 1111. Now visualize a radiant golden sphere in your heart, expanding outward. It merges with the pillar of light until you become the portal itself. Luminous, centered, infinite. Breathe into this stillness. This is your 0 point. Here, there is no past or future, only divine presence. Let this frequency integrate for a few breaths. And when you're ready, bring your awareness back into your body, grounding through the soles of your feet. Feel yourself fully here, renewed, recalibrated, and restored. And before we conclude, through this amplified gateway that we just went through, let us collectively send our utmost love and compassion to the collective field, that so many wake up to their truth of their divinity within. And when it is their own free will to do so, they will unite and expand with sacred feminine Christ consciousness within. And this will birth the new earth that will rise within each and every one of us. And so it is. So as we pass through this 1111 gateway, remember, you're not just walking through a portal, you are the portal. Allow the divine order of renewal to unfold through your life with grace and trust. If today's transmission resonated, I invite you to share this episode with others awakening into this frequency. Spread your sacred heart compassion with others. Until next time, may your paths be golden and your heart be light. I will catch you in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field. Sending you so much love.